All right, this is official Busy Bee with Cam Capone News. We got a true Chicago legend in the building, straight from the gritty streets of Front, the neighborhood that birthed the iconic Chief Keef, representing the Formula 600 set, OTF, with his very first appearance to Cam Capone News, the brother of the unforgettable Steve, the one and only Memo600. What's the word, gang?
Oh, y'all know what the fuck going on, man. Long live L.A. Capone and E-Day, man. Y'all know what's up.
Okay, bet that up. RIP to all the guys. Let's get right into it. Man, you from the gritty streets of Chicago. You done stood shoulder to shoulder with King Von, the likes of Durk. With all the information that's swirling in the media, it looks like Durk is facing some serious uphill battle. You know Durk the way you do. Man, what avenues or strategies do you see his legal team could take for him to beat this case?
Folks got the legal team like Rocky, like Javante Davis, my boy Innocent, man. Y'all know what's going on.
Okay.
Sure.
Right on. So you say he innocent?
For sure. When you got that image like that, they gonna push shit like that on you. They don't want to see you, you know?
You think that's kind of what they do once you make it to the top? You think that's what they do?
Pay attention to everybody from Diddy to motherfucking Kanye to motherfucking Bill Cosby, you know? Ain't gotta be no street niggas. It could be anybody. It could be you.
That's the message of the day. Anybody that's got some money, watch out.
For sure.
Let me ask you a question. You and Chief Keef go way back. You grew up next to him on Front Street?
Yeah, 2 houses down, for sure.
2 houses down? Is it true you was in some of his first videos?
Yeah, for sure. You can look him up. I'm in all that shit. I just didn't rap back then.
You didn't rap back then?
Nah.
You was just doing a little background dancing?
I was Michelle and Kelly.
Oh, okay, haha. Looking back at them early days, before you started rapping, did you ever imagine Chicago rap would take off like it did?
Actually, I didn't. Hell no. I saw it coming as it was coming, but I didn't think we was gonna get this big, you know?
How'd you meet Chief Keef?
Through my little brother, through Steve.
Through Lil Steve, okay. Was him and Steve close?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Was your brother Steve, was he rapping?
No, he wasn't a rapper, but he used to do a little shit, you know? Chief Keef used to actually date my little sister, so that's how we was close, yeah.
Okay, cool, he dated your little sister. What's some of the lessons you learned from growing up in that area that you take with you your whole life? Just growing up at 600 and on Front Street, what's some of the lessons you learned from day-to-day life?
Well, actually, I'm from 600. We 60 if it can't drive. We like 1 block over. We share 1 block with Front Street, so all that's really the same shit, but we a block away. But, you know, I learned the shit they did wrong, I knew not to do. The shit they did right, I knew to do. So I put all that shit into one character, you know? I watched Sosa, Reese, Durk, everybody from the bottoms to the high, from the middle, you know? The shit they did wrong, I knew not to do. The shit they did right, I knew to do. So I put what I had already into all that and made it, you know, that's how I survived so long.
I could tell, man. You definitely got a whole different style about you and your maturation. Man, you still cool with Chief Keef?
Yeah, hell yeah. So my boy, anytime I'm in Cali, I hit his line.
Okay, cool. Speaking on Chicago rap, many consider Durk like he the Jay-Z of Chicago. What you think about that?
Yeah, bro made a big-ass impact on the rack. Like, you know.
You think Chicago even thought that Durk would be that big?
Yeah, hell yeah. They never stopped doubting that man, for sure.
Because for a while, it was Chief Keef that was really the man out there. He was the one who was really heading up the drill scene, and then Durk popped out of nowhere. And Durk went to rap to pop star.
Yeah, that's all. Switching your genres, doing different shit. You know, he did a little rock and roll, all type of shit. But,
yeah, cool.
You know.
With you being inside the OTF world, witnessing the rise of Durk, making songs with King Von, all kind of tracks that came out the Chicago drill that truly defined an era, like, what do you think some of the biggest songs that's ever come out of Chicago?
Man, it ain't even just us. You got FBG Duck, you got motherfucking P. Rico, you got the Lil J nigga, you got some of everybody. It ain't even just our side, bro. Everybody made an impact on Chicago, because without them, we wouldn't have the music to make us lit. You know, we would have had it, but, you know, it's a whole different type of impact. You got to be around to see, to know, you know?
Okay. You eventually got signed as an artist with OTF. Can you walk us through the experience about how you got signed?
I was actually I made the Stepper song, and D Thing came to me, Durk brother. He was trying to get me to drop the shit on World Star, and I'm telling him like, and back then World Star was the person who boosted up everybody views and shit. I came to myself, I'm like, man, I'm gonna just drop this shit on my own time, like without World Star, I want to see what my views could do genuinely. So I dropped that bitch. D Thing was actually mad at me, like, man, you supposed to drop it on World Star. Ooh. I'm like, man, I just want to see what I could do myself without no extra boost type shit. And that bitch went crazy, 9 million views.
Ooh, 9 million views. That was your first song, had 9 million views. You knew you had something then.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I did like what? 68 shows off that shit.
Wow.
All around the world.
That's dope. Big ups.
Yeah, they still book me. When they book me today, they still want to hear Steppers. I hated that song, but the world, like, what you don't like, another ear love that shit.
That's big. That's big. 68 different locations, 9 million views.
Yeah.
So what was it like being a part of that OTF movement, being on the label with all the other artists and watching that whole movement?
That shit was cool. Like, it gave chills through my body type shit, you know? Like I finally got where I was trying to go, you know? It was a whole nother experience.
Did you feel like at that point that you had made it to the pinnacle of your success when you made it with OTF, and was that like the biggest part of your success?
Yeah, hell yeah. Because I doubted myself. It was days I woke up, I doubted myself. But it was the fans and the world that kept me going, like, you know.
Is it true I heard that Von was never signed to OTF?
No, he wasn't. Von had, I think, a distribution deal, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to say the wrong shit, with Empire. And he was signed with 100K Management. That's Track. My boy Track. Shout out Track. But yeah, he had his own shit going. He just smirked the one that made us, like, you know, brought the spotlight up on us. We had the spotlight. He just overstamped it. Like, so we gonna represent this shit to the fullest.
Okay. Yeah, do you know why Von didn't sign with OTF?
Because he felt like he could do his own shit. I was just thirsty, eager at the time. Like, you know, I ain't gonna say I regret, but if I could go back, I wouldn't have signed either.
Yeah, they say hindsight is 20/20, bro. Yeah, you looking at some place you ain't never been before versus the opportunity what you got in front of you.
Feel me? Got my family out the trenches. My whole family in Atlanta, Georgia.
I get it, man. You forged some strong bonds while you was over there at OTF. You formulated some strong bonds with Duty Low, King, Von, Durk. Who was the first person you connected
Duty
with?
Low.
Was it Durk or Von?
I knew Durk since I was like, what, 10 years old, 10, 11. But my real bond was with Von, though.
Okay. Yeah, how do you know Durk? Is y'all family connected?
Yeah, I found him and my brother went to school. My brother on my father's side, they went to school together. They was in the same class, so I met them through the area, through Dog Parent. They went to Guggenheim Elementary School.
Y'all met when neither one of y'all was rapping.
Nah, hell nah, yep.
Just some kids, that's crazy. What made you closer with Von and then being closer
Neighborhood,
with Durk?
we was around the same neighborhood, outside together. Von was more of 600 than anything.
Oh, wow.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Von was 600?
I used to come to the hood. He used to be in the hood more than me. Von used to be on 600 more than me.
Whoa, okay. Did Von have a 600 tat?
I think so. If I'm not mistaken, I think, yeah, he had 600 tatted on him.
Yeah, that's crazy. Man, the street life, man, you know how this shit go. Man, people, man, suffer tragedy and all kind of losses, man. Since you've been out here rapping and been in the streets, man, how many people you think you done lost?
Damn. At least like, what, about 20 to 25 people.
That's a lot, man.
Hell yeah. To me, that's normal. To other people, that's like an outrageous number.
Wow, normalizing 25 people being gone, how you even normalize it?
I don't know. I got a lot of people that I be seeing to this day. They lose their brother or their sister. They be asking me, like, how did you deal with it? How did you, you know? I don't even know what to tell them. I just woke up and kept going. I do it for my people that I lost. That's what made me go. I can't tell a person, like, recently somebody I know, she just lost her brother. She was asking me, like, how did you deal? I can't tell her, like, I kept going. I put it in my music. I can't tell her that she not a rapper. So I really don't know what to tell her. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
I get it.
It still confused me to this day, but I'm still here.
Man, God bless.
It ain't even just people from my area. Like, Dolph was my real brother. P&B Rock was my real brother. Like, Rock paid my rent. a lot of shit that people don't know type shit. Like,
P&B Rock paid your rent, bro?
yeah, hell yeah.
I know when he went down, I know that had to hurt.
Yeah, that fucked me up. Anytime I'm in Cali, I'm at his crib, at his door, his front door, sleeping in his crib.
That's crazy. Man, I didn't know you had a bond like that. I don't think nobody knew that one.
No, hell no.
In these streets, man, people constantly talk about loyalty, but your loyalty get tested so often.
Yeah,
Man,
hell yeah.
but at the cast they break, what made you stay so solid?
Just being myself. I grew up around a lot of snake shit, so I knew what not to do and I knew what make a motherfucker next to me comfortable and that shit just easy, bro. Just be yourself, man. You ain't gotta overdo it. If they don't like you for you, then whatever you trying to do ain't for you.
I'm already knowing. Yeah, you still here on this journey. A lot of cats gone. One thing for sure, it's more sharks in the water than there's dolphins.
No, for
You've been
sure.
swimming with the sharks for a long time, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Memo, you stopped smoking weed?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I saw that in another interview that says you stopped smoking.
Yeah, my mind a little better. Like, I feel like weed though, it help you think more before you react type shit. But I just feel like I'm getting a little older. That shit don't do nothing but make your body up more. I eat more. My appetite a little different. I used to couldn't eat without smoking. I couldn't take a shit without smoking. I couldn't without smoking. Now I could just,
Man, that's crazy.
and I got a little healthier, all type of shit.
Let me ask you this question. You forged some strong bonds with OTF, but mostly with Durk and King Von. When you found out King Von got shot, was you supposed to be with him at all? What was going on?
Yeah, I was supposed to link with him. He had his block out here though. He had old block with him. Usually when we in the A, it's me, Von, Just Blow, Durk, we all together. But I felt like it was his album release party. He want to be celebrated with his brothers. He wanted me there too. But sometimes I don't always be around. Like I want my like be by myself sometimes to get my mind together. All let up under somebody all the time. That shit ain't gonna. I be needing my peace,
So that night you just decided you was like you wasn't gonna
Yeah,
go?
I never did the clubs. I never liked clubs. Like that was just always me.
Really? How'd you find out the news when that Von had passed?
I was up that night just watching all night because I saw bro had the album release party. I was watching. I was on. Matter of fact, I got a lot of message requests, a lot of fans telling me like King Von just got shot. They troll all the time, so I'm thinking like once I saw it like 50 times, I'm like, yeah, this shit gotta be. So I just hit up somebody and yeah, man, bro got shot.
What's the first thing you did? You called it in?
Man, I was actually finna pull up to the scene, but I'm like, no, I'ma just, cause they was saying me and Von got shot. I got a lot of calls like, man, they say you and Von got shot. Is you okay? I had family members calling me all types of shit. So I actually flew to Chicago the next day, and my car got shot up.
Your car got shot up in Chicago the next day?
That next day, like I had booked my flight. The next day I went to Chicago. My car got shot up. My little cousin got killed in the car with me.
Your cousin got killed. What?
Yeah. I regretted leaving. Like if I would have stayed in the A, it would have been.
I don't think you ever mentioned this story, have you?
No, hell no. It'd be touchy sometimes talk about it. My family, like, that shit hurt my family a lot, but.
Man, I'm sure it did, bro. You just lose Von. You fly to Chicago, get in the car, and y'all riding. What area y'all in?
95th and Halston.
Okay, you over by going towards the plaza.
The plaza over some. I was by Walgreens and shit.
Okay, I kind of know where you at.
The old Walgreens. It's a beauty supply right there now.
What happened with that situation? Y'all riding?
Yeah, we was at the red light. I was actually on a Zoom call on a jail visit. I was talking to my homie, showing him my new car. I had just bought a 2020, like 23 or 24 Range Rover. I was in the car showing my people my car. Like, yeah, well. I look over, I see a nigga hanging out the window with a chopper. He just started shooting that bitch. I stretch up out of that. The bullet went through my tail light, went through the back seat, came out his back, came out his chest. Bro.
Damn, did he die on the spot?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, man. I'm sorry to hear that. No, that shit was traumatic. Man, I'm sure that is the toughest subject for you and your family.
Yeah, and this like my little cousin. He don't do nothing but play the game all day. This is like my best friend since we was babies out the womb. Like, I went to his crib. I'm like, man, just ride with me real quick. Ooh, you know. He was in the house playing the game. I'm like, ride with me real quick. He's like, you sure, cuz? I'm like, come on, man. Ooh. He hop in the car with me, you know. His cousin, the rapper, you know. I ain't seen them in years, so like.
Was you the intended target, or you think it was he wasn't up at the game? And you said with your cuz, so you
Yeah,
know.
that's all. Yeah, I feel like, yeah. I was big on the rap, so, you know, in Chicago, a lot of niggas don't want to see you make it. It ain't have to be no ops. It could be some random niggas, you know.
Man, that's a crazy story, bro. Rest in peace to your cousin, man.
So,
And we're gonna move on real quick. Who's these two guys you got with you?
yeah, I got my boy Driller with me, Miami in the building. I got my boy Lear with me from Patterson, New Jersey. I got Jersey in the building.
Okay, we got Miami and Jersey in the building, but we got them stretched out on both sides of the United States, way in the east and way in the south.
They don't leave my
Right
side
on,
for
right
sure.
on, man. In my experience, Memo, I've been doing my thing for a long time, man. They got a saying, ain't no remorse for a
sure.
boss. I feel like people don't give a shit about Durk now that he jammed up, bro. Man, because if most people don't got nothing to gain from you, man, they just shit on you.
On what though?
Like, as far as people, you know, just on the internet talking about Durk crashed out and all of this shit. It's just like people that just can't get nothing from Durk. They just throw dirt on Durk's face.
Yeah, I peeped that too. I peeped a lot of these bloggers and rappers and shit barely scream his name, how they was screaming him when he was out. This shit, it's a ongoing thing though, man. If you hot, they gonna dick ride you. If you not, you know, don't stay. So, bro, just gotta come from up under whatever you up under, you know.
That's real.
They gonna be right back up, you know, same place they was, even more harder, like, you know. Yeah, innocent man, so I told you, when he come home, they really gonna be, you know, we wasn't seeing eye to eye before he got booked, but brothers, you know, brothers had they arguments like shit that don't make social media. Only reason our shit is public because who we are, so, you know.
True, yeah. One thing I heard that Durk had made this song, and it just came out against you recently, man. You think that's old?
Yeah, it was old, because I had made the song Nobody's Property. It wasn't nothing but a, like, comeback song. It was lit shit, you know. I done seen Smirk make songs about Wook, and they best friends. Like, you know, it's lit shit, bro. Brothers, we just speak our mind, our heart on the music, like, you know.
Yeah, that's true, man. Brothers argue and fight, but y'all stay locked in because, man, y'all got a lot of experience together, a lot of firsts. Y'all hanging out, doing y'all thing, man, enjoying music, man, enjoying success, riding on jets, counting money, real money.
Yachts,
all type
of shit, you know.
You can never take them memories away because in the end, all you got is memories. Nothing but memories, man.
Sure.
Man, speaking of getting jammed up, did you hear about King Yella's comments recently talking about OTF John got stabbed in jail?
Yellow just gonna. Yeah, everybody know Yellow gonna be Yellow, gang. I knew Yellow since I was a shorty. Like, I used to be around Yellow when I was a kid. Like, you know, Yellow always been Yellow. I ain't gonna say a lame or nothing. Yellow always been Yellow. When I was a shorty, Yellow used to be that nigga from way from, you know.
Oh man, you say you know Yellow, so man, you know a lot of people.
I mean, my family, like, very popular. We was all over Chicago. We moved here and there, everywhere. You know, once they took the projects down, kicked everybody out, gave them Section 8, everybody flipping, flopping all through Chicago. They ain't do nothing but fuck the streets up when they knocked the projects down.
What projects you come from?
Vulture City, 49th Estate. I know you.
I know what Vulture City is.
Yeah, my uncle actually the one who made the movie, Marcus Carruthers. That's my uncle, Too Short.
Vulture City right there, 4950. The whole Robert Taylor's, the whole shit. Okay.
Yeah, that's my uncle.
Vulture City's something else.
I supposed to be in the movie, actually. I just had so much. That's when I made Stepper, so I had a lot of shit going on around the time.
Okay.
So.
I'm going to switch up things for a second. Man, I know the Constitution says you're innocent until you're proven guilty.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for you. Why the fuck did they give Yellow Beezy, he had a $750,000 bond, and he supposedly had complications making that bond, but they got a guy like Durk, they won't give Durk a bond.
Where did Yellow Beezy catch his case at?
State of Texas.
And Durk caught his case
Federal case, Chicago.
Is Yellow Beezy case federal?
No, I think it's a state case.
It's different shit going on, that's why. And there's different strokes for different folks, but They in 2 different states and them 2 different jurisdictions, and he got a federal case, he got a state case. Everybody know the federal don't play that shit. The feds don't play that shit.
Let's talk about some Chicago business. You got a story you told about you getting shot.
Yeah.
What happened with that?
I was actually at a pool party. I had just got signed to OTF. I was hot, like, you know. So, like I told you, Chicago, that ain't the place they don't want to see you up at.
Lily hot.
Yeah. I was at the party, all the females taking pictures with me, niggas looking around, mugging, and you know how that shit go.
You was just at the party, moving around, like we just...
Yeah, I felt like I was moving loose.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all. I could have been with my brothers, but I was actually by myself, basically.
Okay.
Type shit.
Where'd you get hit at?
I got hit in the hip, if you can see that. In the hip, and it came out the middle of my chest. I got shot in the foot.
Man. How many surgeries did you have?
Just one on my foot. It was 2 centimeters away from my main artery, so they had to go in another way to get it. I could have died, bled out.
Damn, bro. Who took you to the hospital?
Myself, actually.
You drove yourself to the
Yeah.
hospital, bro?
Walked back to the car, drove myself to the hospital, all that. The doctor's like, when I put up to the hospital, oh shit, hold on, let us go get you a wheelchair. I ran right in that bitch. I walked right in that bitch by myself. They looking like, how is you doing all this? I went in the emergency room. All right, we finna go get a bed for you. I said, fuck all that. I went right past them. I walked to the back by myself and laid in the first open bed I saw and told them, get this shit out of me.
Whoa. That's
Bro.
crazy.
First time being shot, I don't know what to do. All I'm thinking, I'm finna die, that's all. So just let me know. I kept asking the doctor, like, am I finna die? He was scared to tell me. He like, man, I don't know, bro. He like, I ain't gonna lie, how it's looking. He kept it straight up with me. He like, how it's looking, man, you might. I'm like, man, just tell me. He like, all right, I ain't gonna lie to you, how it's looking, you might, you know. He like, if you don't got no internal bleeding, you might be good, but how it's looking, you might have internal bleeding. That's all I was worried about. I went to the hospital. I went to a hospital that didn't have a trauma unit. So they had to airlift me on a helicopter to the next hospital with a trauma unit.
Is that the first time you been on a helicopter?
Yeah. That was my first time, but not the only. After that, I got on one I did, though. Yeah.
Damn, man. How long did it take for you to recover after that?
I say like 4, 5 weeks. I was eager to get back on my feet, so, you know. It's all into you, the person. Like, you got to motivate yourself to be, you know. I could have sat there, been lazy, act like a cripple. I was really ready to get going. Like, once I felt like I wasn't going to die, I was ready for the next shit, the next step in my life.
Came right back. God bless you, man.
I actually got a video when I was on a crutch. I was on a crutch, the boot, all that shit. Wipe your nose video.
Man, what about the story, the time was shit happened with you and Lil Mister?
Man, shit, I don't know, shit. What about it?
They say, man, Mister chased you down some shit. I don't know much about it, man. Man, for the fans out there, tell people who Lil Mister is.
Lil Mister is the nigga who made the No Lacquer song. They caught me at the gas station or whatever. They call themselves chasing me or whatever. I crashed my car and all that, you know?
You wiggled up out of there, though.
Yeah, hell yeah. I get up out of jams. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm one of them.
That's the story. You crash, you hop out. They try to give you a foot chase, and you gave him a track meet.
You hear me?
Gave him a track meet. They ain't know you was a gold medalist.
You hear me? Rest in peace, Mister, though. He had a big impact on the rack, too, though, man. He died, like, what, 2 days later? That shit was insane, though.
Yeah, man. I like how you give a shout out to everybody in Chicago, man. That's why you get so much love.
Yeah, I feel like everybody in Chicago got a big impact on, because the world watching us, our life like an urban novel. They wake up to see who died next, who got robbed, who got shot, who got beat up, who got punched on. Like, you know, right now it's the YN's turn. They lit. They doing what we was doing, so we can't be mad at them. They just doing it a more reckless way. They don't give a fuck about going to jail, none of that shit. Back then, we did. We wasn't trying to go in that motherfucking county.
Yeah.
That's because back then in the county, they had real rules in that bitch. You get your ass punched in the mouth thinking you bigger than the mob.
Yeah, facts. The YNs don't got no structure, so they gonna say and do whatever. They'll learn once they sitting down.
Yeah, for sure.
So how did the rack receive this? They seen you doing the dance out there, and they say you throwing up the forks.
Man, I've been born and raised around GDs my whole life. I'm not BD, I'm not GD on game bang, gang. I'm just 600, bro. I'm a grown man, gang. I'll tweak with the GDs, I'll tweak with the BDs. Like, you know, it's all, I'm a man at the end of the day. You know how that shit go.
Okay. I feel like it ain't something you would have did a few years ago, but it just shows how much you matured, though.
No, yeah, you're right, you're right. I ain't gonna even sit here and fly, you're right. It's just feel like I'm getting older, gang. I'm getting wise. I got kids. My son sent me TikToks and internet shit that he see all day. He did this you. Ooh, I gotta explain to him this what's going on. So imagine me explaining to my son I got shot and all this extra shit, you know? I could mold my sons, teach them how to be real street niggas, get them guns. I don't want them to go that route. My sons athletes. They play football.
Oh, good. Check that out.
Bro,
Congratulations, man. You redirecting that energy, you know what I'm saying?
for sure. Appreciate it.
Go with it, man. They're going to be unstoppable.
No, for sure.
And you got a chance to raise your kids, so that's a beautiful thing, man. I want to ask you a question. Man, Kayla B said that King Von was using Asian doll for clout. What you think about that?
Man, I love Kayla, I love Age. You know, both my sisters to death. Like, I still in contact with both of them. That's his sister. They got a little personal shit going on. I don't feel that way, but, you know, like I said, I love both of them, bro. Like, I don't know that's their personal shit.
Okay.
I just know Vaughn love Asian. He love the fuck out of Asian. And he love Kayla. He love the fuck out of Kayla.
Yeah, that sounds like man business to me.
Bro.
Man business, man. I get it. It's man at the highest level. You love who you love.
Exactly. My sisters will feel, you know, my sisters will do the same. I ain't gonna lie.
Wow, that's crazy. When you made the tweet about the baby, you think that was the beginning of when you started falling out with Durk a little bit? And y'all became a little bit distant?
Yeah, for sure it was. For sure it was.
What you think it was about? It was you said something prematurely?
I mean, he didn't expect me to come at the baby like that, and he was actually communicating with him, and I didn't know this. Baby come out of nowhere, like, you don't even know your homie be in my DM talking to me, and woo. Shit came out that he didn't want coming out. Baby was just waiting on the motherfucker to put the icing on the cake. I fuck with Baby though, his music hard as fuck. I've been with him since he came out.
Okay, shout out to Baby. I'm glad y'all put that together. I'm glad everything's smooth sailing. I saw some in the media, and I don't know whether you trolling. And I think sometimes, man, people don't think you serious.
Anything I do is serious, gang. Anything I trolled about, it was serious in the midst of that shit. Seriousness.
Okay. I saw something that says you went to Tuka funeral. Was that real?
Yeah, hell yeah. I used to hang with KD, 53rd King Drive, my cousin from the Mad Boys 51st. I knew Tuka. Tuka was actually in my little sister's classroom, the one that passed away. He was in her classroom. They was, they was friends and shit, so I knew Shondell since I was a kid. Anybody from 53rd and KD that went to that funeral that day, they know I ain't lying.
Damn, okay.
Levon, Darrow, Pig, all of them, they was there with me. Boo Man, my cousin.
That's the receipt, so anybody try to call that cap,
yeah,
that's the receipt.
Yeah, that's all. Just go. The niggas that saying this cap is they homies. Like, they was there with me at the funeral.
Okay. How did it go? What was the temperature like?
They didn't, that's before I was hanging with 600, so it wasn't no beef. Like, they wasn't looking at me and looking for me to be, so they didn't know what they was looking for, like, type shit. So it was cool, though, but they had some shit going on. It was a fight down there broke out. A female had said something crazy, and all hell broke loose. The police ran in, guns was up, they closed, took a casket, all type of shit had went on that day.
Damn, that's crazy. R.I.P. to Tuka.
Yeah.
Was that Kayla B?
What? No, hell no. I know the female, I just don't want to say her name on camera like that.
Okay, copy that. Man, did you have to get down on Dutchie at some point in time?
Yeah, we was on the green line. I think we was on like 50-something, 51st. I think we was on 55th. And we ran into Dutchie and them On the Green Line, we synced them.
Who's we?
It was me and like a couple, 5 more people. Icky D, C-Day. It was like, I don't want to name everybody on know, you know? But it was like 5 of us. We saw them. They saw, he was on the opposite side. We ran down the escalators, ran over, caught him. He was the only one that didn't run. What's up? Ooh. He tried to fight back, but he was outnumbered. Put the Timbs to his forehead. He cool though. I ain't trying to start no extra shit, but he know what's up on Steve.
Okay, on Steve, all right. Yeah, that situation went down. That shit over and done with.
Yeah.
Man, that shit is over
I ain't
with.
trying to relight no candles and all that extra shit. I ain't here to be messy.
Yeah, no need for that at all, man. Not at all. I want to ask you a story about King Yella, where you thought you was on the phone with your brother and ended up on the phone talking to FBG Cash. Is that true?
I don't know. I used to talk to them niggas all the time. I don't remember this time though.
He said you was on the phone with somebody.
Yeah. Yellow was actually shooting a video in front of my crib. He ain't know I lived here at the time though. He was shooting a Stop the Violence video. He telling me like, man, all right, I with you. Ooh, I talked to E-Day whole time that came out. E-Day say he ain't talked to him, but hey, man, I ain't on that type of shit. I'm just trying to stop. He was the first nigga I seen on the Push the Peace movement, like, for real. Don't nobody know this, but he was the first one to stop doing the Stop the Violence shit. Bam, he tell me like, man, I ain't on that shit. Ooh. He like, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Duck and Billionaire finna pull up. They might not have the same mindset as me, so you might want to move around. Ooh. Me, I'm on some, man, fuck them type shit. Ooh. The car pulled up. I see the car. I got up out of there. I ain't gonna lie. I really ran on some hot shit to probably try to retaliate, but I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna even do this. So many kids. This is my block. I've been living here 8 years. My whole family on this block. So I'm like, man, my little cousins, nieces, and nephews, I went on that. I'm gonna let them do their thing, rock out how they, you know.
I did a scene on a block with a bunch of niggas out there thugging. If you watch the Black Lives Matter video, thugging, and then a car pull up and shoot, and he missed the crowd and he kill a kid. That's the same block that I met Memo600 on. You feel me? Memo was actually on that block that day. That's when we first met each other. Well, I ain't gonna say we first met each other. Memo knew who I was. I didn't know who he was. Memo really used to be at Miss Duck in them house on Ada, and I didn't even know that. Now he posting pictures. Bitch, he shorty. Man, this ain't never your little big T fast. He used to be on my block growing up. So, you know, his auntie and them lived on my block. So, I was on that block shooting a video. Obviously, his mama lived on that block.
Yeah, being gangster ain't being stupid.
Yeah, come on, man. I ain't survived this long for nothing.
You gotta know how to get up and keep moving. He also said a few months later, you seen him and he was with his kids.
Mm-hmm. Yellow used to stay across the street from my cousins. He didn't know this, though. Every time I came over there, they used to tell me, like, Yellow live right there. Ooh, this particular time, we saw him. He was going in the crib with his sons. It was me and, like, 5 months. Fallin was really ready to eat him alive. I stopped it, though.
Damn.
Man, we ain't on that, bro. He with his kids. What's up? Ooh, what's up, yo? Ooh, he was in shock. Like, this ain't never them niggas. And for him, being a man and telling me that them niggas was finna pull up that day, I was a man that day. And, you know, I could have acted like I ain't see nothing and let him get attacked, beat up, whatever. But I was on some grown boss shit. Like, look, we ain't finna do that, man. Ooh, you know?
Already knowing, man. That was as boss as it get, man. That was gentleman.
For sure.
A move for a move, you know what I mean?
Everybody can't do that. Everybody, ain't no niggas finna listen to no goofies and, you know, fuck what you talking about, gang. We finna get, you know?
Yeah.
But niggas respect my say-so.
Respect, that shows respect.
And I respect my brothers for listening, love, you know? Love them to death for that.
I know you and Ruger been trying to lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
Both of y'all brothers in this war in Chicago. Man, you always honor Lil Steve to the fullest.
Yeah, that's my heart. Same mama.
There you go. And if I'm not mistaken, that's your only brother.
Yep. My mama had 2 boys, 2 girls. I'm the oldest, he the youngest.
Can you talk about your relationship with Ruger?
Yeah, Ruger cool as hell, man. Like actually, on some face-to-face and conversation shit, my mother really met him before I did. After Steve passed, like, his baby mother, and my mama is best friends, so he had no choice but to see him, and she saw him all the time. She used to tell me like, man, I need you to. That's why I respect Mama Duck a lot. My OG used to tell me like, you steady dissing all these young men, and how would you feel? What do you think I feel when I see these niggas disrespecting Steve, and who I was always on some man, all that. I ain't trying to hear that, but I really had to listen to what my mama was saying, type shit. My mama OG in this shit, like all the street shit I learned with the police, not to snitch, it didn't come from a man. My daddy and them didn't teach me shit but how to make money and be a hustler. My OG taught me how to move in the streets.
Yeah, that's crazy. It must be something about a woman from Chicago.
Yeah.
Because my mother from Chicago, she from the low end, Oughta Be Wells. I got the same set of instructions, same kind of game.
Yeah, for sure.
My father from Brooklyn, he gave me a different set of tools.
My father always told me how to make some money and provide for your family. He never taught me the street perspective. He was in the streets, but he never taught me that part. He didn't want to teach me that part. He didn't think I was going to be, or he didn't want me to be that street nigga. My mama didn't give a if you do or you don't, I'm still going to put this in you, how to move in the streets, how to,
You know what my mother used to always tell me? My mom used to say, it's wolves outside. You can't go outside weak.
Oh, bro.
You gotta have wolf milk to be outside.
Oh, bro. Yeah, that's respect, though. I ain't gonna lie. The women ain't nothing about that. That women intuition and how they,
For sure. Do you think it's a time for healing the city of Chicago?
I mean, it is. We just gotta teach the YNs right now that's doing this shit. That shit ain't cool. Like, we did this shit. They feel like they want that name, that stamp. Like, that shit ain't. They should have learned by watching us. Look at everybody I came up with. Dead or in jail. Down there, everybody. Dead or in jail. The ones that is, they somewhere getting some money, jobs, and I'm in the media scene, so I have to move different. I have to live different type shit,
Man, so you've been doing your thing, and I've been checking for you. And man, you getting tour roles, Airbnb, owning properties. You still dropping music, album after album. Let me give you your flowers too. You got the craziest style I ever heard out of anybody either.
For sure.
You got the ODB style
For
of the
sure.
drill.
Yeah. I be peeping niggas trying to bite it to get a little and turn it to some different shit, but it ain't gonna sound like Memo.
Yeah, Memo definitely got his own lane.
Yeah. Name somebody you know with the name Memo.
The Whale from
That's it. A whale. You ain't gonna never meet a human being with the same. I met a couple people. I was a kid. I ran into a white boy
I
named
know
Memo.
a Spanish nigga named Memo.
Yeah, I ran into a white boy named Memo. But other than that, you ain't gonna meet no niggas with the name
That's
Memo,
a
gang.
fact. Look at it this way. I don't know if you ever really thought about this. Look at all the talent, the careers, the lives that have been affected by the war in Chicago. You know what, Memo? For the people, they don't realize this is the longest standing war in the United States history, documented in real time on a Shakespearean level. People literally watching the war taking place.
That's why I said our life like an urban novel. You go to jail and you read the cartel and all this different shit. That's how people wake up to our shit, go right to YouTube. Right to the white man who do the documentaries? Trap Lord. They wake right up to go look at that. Look at Squid. I fuck with Squid. Chicago Wave. I fuck with Chicago Wave. All that different type of shit. They wake up just to go to that legal law firm. Spot News. They go see, that shit exciting to them, gang. But these really loved ones we losing. Our real life. Like, it's not intended. We not doing this shit on purpose. It's just the life we live, bro. Man, since I was a kid, like, I say like 10, 11, I used to always tell myself I'm going to be rich. I'm going to have a big house. I'm going to be somebody. I'm going to be a celebrity. I'm going to be famous. That was since I was a kid, though. So with me, I feel like ain't no clout chasing in me, gang. I always told myself I'm going to be that person. Since I was a kid, I always say I'm going to have a big house. Me and Steve used to, man, wait till I get my house. My house going to be this or my car going to be this. We always told ourselves, we always knew we was going to be them people. it's people that think like me that couldn't make it. Like, I'm here to tell a story too from both sides. Like, you got Duck. Duck was cold as fuck, bro. Like, we can't take it. I used to, when I typed in E-Day, you couldn't listen to E-Day. You could listen to E-Day, but you couldn't listen to Fuck the Other Side without listening to E-Day Is You Serious. Like, you had to go hear both versions to, that shit brought something to us. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey man, I've got nothing but respect and my ties to Chicago, and I know you're passionate about everything that you do. You're really passionate about operating within your first movie series where people will actually be able to see the story of Memo and Steve.
Yeah, for sure. They gonna see it. Tell them tune in. Let them know what we finna find in there, brother.
You're gonna find that the name of the story is gonna be called Lose Lose, the Chicago War Story, coming soon. And on every platform. Career-wise, what you want your fans to know about you?
Just my personality. I never opened up like I do now. Like, they know, some people don't know I could cook. I'm a funny person. Like, my personality is like to die for. Like, that's what I've been showing them lately. Like, with the dancing and all that. You ain't gotta be gangster. You ain't gotta be a killer to be loved out here, gang. All that tough shit niggas doing, the killers and shit dead in the jail, gang. It's killers out here, but I don't want that trademark, gang. I don't want a motherfucker to look at me like, oh, that's that nigga Memo600, he killed people. Like, that's lame shit, gang. I want to be out here for my family. And they know I'm Snitch K. I never tell on a nigga. You gotta kill me first. And I never play on these cameras and tell on myself, but I know how to move through this shit.
That's a fact, man. You always say you Snitch K.
Period.
I done heard you say that a couple times. And you stand on what you stand on, then after that, you eat glue.
That's it, my brother.
That's what a lot of cats sign up for the streets. But then when shit get turned up, they really don't eat that glue.
You know that. I'm chewing that shit up. No homo.
No homo.
No Diddy.
I hear you. I want to circle back on real quick on, if you don't mind. I want to ask you a question about Durk case. I just want your perspective from the outside. Not that you're giving any legal advice or anything in that of that sort. What does he got going for him good? I'll tell you what I think he really got going for him good. I think the strongest part of the evidence is when he texts, whomever he texts said, don't do nothing with my information.
I actually don't know if that's true or false, gang. I don't know what they got going on, so
Okay, respect, that's true.
I just feel like bro innocent, man. When I was around him, I never saw no murder for hire shit, no talking about killing nobody, getting nobody killed, none of that type of shit. We kept it brotherly love and music, bro. That's it, that's all. He never showed me none of that type of side that they saying they portraying him to be.
And that's basically from the outsiders, because when the government come inside, they're gonna paint their own picture anyway.
Yeah, hell yeah. If they want you off the streets, they gonna try their best to get you off the streets, bro.
Yeah, man. I feel like we gotta send out a positive message, man, and a vibe for all of the cats that's locked down. We don't want anybody in jail or laugh at anybody in jail. I think wishing anybody to jail, me personally, I think that's some sucker shit.
I know for sure. I know 100% is bullshit. Durk innocent, bro. He'll be home, though.
When Durk come home, he get from up under this. In my opinion, Durk gonna be on Michael Jackson status.
Yeah, hell yeah. Durk going to Bora Bora. He gonna get the fuck up out of America. He better shit.
Man.
You see you targeted here, this is where they don't want you. Like, you know.
You know what's crazy is he's the second person, celebrity-wise, big money, that got the key to a city. He got the key to the Bridgeview or some other little town.
I was just telling my homie that. Yeah, when we was just talking about that.
Puff got the key to the city, and then they bagged Puff.
Yeah, when you black, bro, and you got shit going like that, they gonna target you. That man making more than most of these cops and FBI agents making in a year and a day off a feature. Like, they gonna do shit like that, bro.
Shit, no cap. So is it safe to say don't take the key?
Don't take the key. Give him his key back. I hope y'all ain't changed them locks. He a locksmith on phone.
Don't take the key.
Phone.
Don't take the key. Don't take the key, man. Hey, what you feel about all this checking in shit?
I feel like that's goofy shit, gang. If I'ma lock in with you, I'ma do it genuinely, gang. Don't try to force me to do no check-in. I'd have been to every city and state. I ain't never in my life had to check in. Like, I ain't saying I'm bigger than niggas, but that shit lame. If you making a nigga check in, you a grown ass goofy. Like, that's goofy shit, gang. Like, let a man be, gang. Let a motherfucker live their life, gang. If they don't wanna fuck with you, it's cool. But don't try to overly force no nigga. Oh, you here? You gotta come check in with us. Like, I saw a video of the baby going viral when he was in Atlanta. Hey, yeah, you gotta check in. He was treating the fuck out some niggas.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, like, I'm that type of nigga, man. I fuck with the baby for that. He stood up, man. I'm not wet, and I'm not going nowhere neither. I'm finna shoot my video, nigga, and all that. I love Atlanta to death. But whatever that was lame to me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You know what's crazy is that Chicago is 3 times as big as LA. And Chicago, New York hood.
Yeah,
is
we don't
way
do that
bigger.
check-in shit. We feel like you come here, you gon' with who you wanna with. You could go with them and come with us. Just whoever vibe you like, you gon' lock in with us regardless.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I tell people is, when you from them areas in New York and Chicago, like I got ties to, you just gotta know how to move. You don't gotta check in. You just gotta know what you're doing.
Bro, what I tell you, how many shows I did? I'd have been everywhere 5 times a piece, more than that, gang. Certain shit, I don't even remember half the shit. I was just in and out, making my money out of me. I'd have made down there like, what, 40 to 50,000 in each city in every state, gang. Like, never in my life had no niggas tell me come check in and all that. I ain't bigger than nobody. It'll happen to me, gang. Motherfuckers will catch me and all that, but that shit lame shit, gang. Like, why would you even want a nigga to come check in? Like, go who you want to with, go move how you want to move. You just do what you do. You be goofy if you want to be out here and be goofy. Like, I don't steal.
They say, yeah, who you check into, that's who check you out.
Think about it.
Yeah, for real. They say you go check in, they be like, oh yeah, he's staying right here. Yeah, here you go. And that's crazy. That seems to be more like some West Coast shit.
Yeah.
You been following a little bit of the news going on with the case with Big U?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm the type of nigga, I don't watch all that YouTube shit, because I'm from one of the biggest spots where that shit being recorded, so I don't even watch all shit, gang. I can't tell you what's going on unless it's I'm in the street, so I don't watch none of that documentary shit, none of that shit, but I respect it, but I ain't going to search that shit up and none of that shit, gang. But I hear all the Big U, all that shit going on. And I ain't sleep on that shit, but I ain't the type that's going deep into that shit. And, you know.
Yeah. You been on the West Coast platforms though. You been on Adam and 22.
Yeah.
They run with a lot of the Big U topics, the loose cannons.
That's what keep them going. Shit like that keep their platforms going.
Yeah, okay. They with a lot of Chicago guys too now. But I think they have more like a problem with the Chicago guys out there on their platform. Like they had an issue with Ruger. They had an issue with Yella. They had an issue with Big Homie. There's a few other cats that came out there. It's like it's just some different politics on the West Coast. It seemed like Chicago guys are less apprehensive to talk about a whole lot of bullshit. It seemed like West Coast guys are a little bit more kind of
they
more
freely
open.
with that shit. I don't know, gang. That's just their mindset, their mentality. I told you I media trained myself for being in the interrogation rooms with that light on me, that camera on me. What you know? Oh, man, look.
You been up on the spotlight, the big light, not just the camera. I hear you, gang.
All right, what up, Memo?
What's up, my boy? Good. Appreciate you for the opportunity, man. It's been 5 years. I've been waiting on you to call me. I see you asking niggas about me. Well, what's up with you and Memo? I've been waiting on Big Cam to hit me, Cam.
What happened? We finally got to sit down. I'm definitely happy we got you on the platform, man.
For sure, brother.
One of the biggest songs to come out of the drill movement has been from Little JoJo.
Yeah, the BDK song.
BDK song.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that when it came out?
I mean, I fake like we used to laugh at it, like we used to crack jokes and we used to walk through the hood of BDK, you know, that shit was catchy. It was a catchy song and it's just older niggas and niggas don't play that shit, like, you know, a lot of niggas don't play that shit, so.
How mad was everybody hearing the song for the very first time?
I ain't gonna lie to you. Wasn't nobody mad, gang. It was just like another diss song, another keep going. Y'all gotta come harder now. He came out and turned them up with that. Now y'all gotta come harder. We ain't coming no GDK, you know. But we came, just keep bringing the heat. That's all it was. It wasn't no BD versus GD shit, nah, bro. Cause you got Vice Lords hang with us, Blackstones hang with us, Latin Kings hang with us, all type of shit. It wasn't just no GD shit, gang.
Now, one of the original drill legends who wasn't a rapper is D Rose. And I kind of wanted to get your take on everything that's been going on with him because, you know, a lot of people say that he's not supposed to be in jail and that he didn't do it. You know, what's your take on that?
Yeah, D Rose is 100% innocent man. They came at him because he was same with Durk, like innocent, but they came at him because his name was hot. They feel like, you know, you bringing too much hot shit in the city. Like, we got to sit you down somewhere, make an example out you. If you so hot, everybody watching you, the world, the youth, the older, we gonna make an example out you to make everybody else calm their ass down and sit the fuck down type shit.
Do you have any stories hanging out with D Rose?
Yeah, D Rose a little funny little motherfucker, I ain't gonna lie. D Rose was one of the first motherfuckers I seen with Tuka shirts on.
Damn, I didn't even know you guys were doing it like that. So you guys had shirts dissing Tuka?
Yeah, shirts, shoes, all type of shit. They love Rose, though. I ain't gonna lie, the world love Rose. Everybody love Rose. He was a kind heart. He always smiling and laughing. Folks had that smile you'll never forget.
I see you got the LA tat on. You know, is there any stories you can share and how did you guys meet?
LA was a funny guy, man. That's all. He was ahead of his time. Most of the shit that he was saying while we was that young, it shocked the world now. Now that we're older, we look like, how the f was he saying that shit 10 years ago? Like, if he can't break bread, he fake. I had one more buck on my plate. It was me and bro, and we was in the store, and both of us had 50-cent cakes. Shit like that. We grown now. We understand that, but back then, niggas wouldn't have understood no shit like that. No?
That's kind of crazy how famous that line is.
You feel me?
That's my favorite.
A lot of
niggas don't
He
let
say a
that shit
bitch
go
can't
over
tell
their
me
head.
she late. The condoms I use don't break. Shit like that, gang. We wasn't. What the f is a condom back
A
then?
lot of niggas gonna let that shit go over their head.
You feel me? Like, we was kids, gang. That man was a old man in a young man's body. I ain't gonna lie to
I ain't gonna
you.
lie, being from out of town, that was my favorite rapper from Chicago.
That man, I have so many people like, man, I grew up to y'all.
To keep it real, not
Like, how? In my head, like, how? But I understand. Like,
now.
you feel me?
Now today, people live by that shit right now.
On Steve.
Okay, now I wanted to ask you, man, I seen in an interview that you had got the drop on J-Man one time.
Yeah.
What all happened with that?
Shit, a motherfucker, it be coming to me, oh, I know where Woo Woo live. I know Woo Woo at, man. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not trying to hurt nobody, gang. Like, you telling me you got the drop on somebody for? That's not my MO. That's not my character. I'm a rapper. Shit like that, like, you know, I'm really, you know,
I mean, does it surprise you when you get those type of phone calls?
it don't. Because I know people be in the business that ain't got shit to do with nothing, try to be somebody that they ain't, you know?
And you guys talked about that in your interview, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what made you actually, you know, want to link up with J-Man and do the interview?
I saw he had the Push and P shit going. Me and Ruger been doing it. We just never went viral. We never talked about it for the public. But when I saw he came out with it, I'm like, damn, we was thinking about doing the same shit. It be like that, though. When you think about something or think about doing something, go with it. Because there's other people that's going to have the same mentality and mindset as you. So, you know, me and Ruger been thinking about, man, Ruger got a 20v1 coming up soon, 20 versus 1.
Man, that's going to be dope, man. I know it's been a long time in the making for you guys to finally get together and make some content and kind of do that.
We was actually supposed to do a sit-down meet. I think I had went to jail. Some shit had happened with some legal shit. Then we had Kanye West. We was going to sit down, me, Ruger, and Kanye. Then me, Ruger, and Farrakhan. We had a lot of shit going on. It's just, I didn't have the time. I had a lot of shit going on. When I was ready, he didn't have the time. Like, we got this shit going, though. I f with Rug. Shout out Rug here in Vegas right now going crazy.
All right, that's what it is, Memo. I appreciate you, man. You know, good luck with everything you got
For
going
sure,
on.
for sure. Appreciate you, Cam. You already know you got my line. Hit me when you ready for part 2, man.
Okay, for sure.
For sure. Love, big bro. Y'all know what's going on. It's Memo600, man. You catch me on Instagram, MEMOFRM060. That's MEMOFRM060, man. I'm on IG with it all day. Distro Kid. All my links in my bio, all that shit. Send me beats. Do not DM me and ask me for my number for beats if the email in my bio. I feel like you want some backdoor shit. I got my brother Drills with me, give him your shit.
YWV Drill on all platforms.
Y'all know what's going on. I got my brother Six Figure Land in here.
Six Figure Land, Instagram, you can spell it out. Six Figure Secret Society, sixfigurefamily.org, man. Get these sweaters, hoodies, ebooks, all that. They be making music too, man.
All right, for sure. Shout out my boy. We got my boy Bandit Buzz in the cut. Y'all know if y'all want some real grass, hit him up. You know what's going on, man. Shout out Bandit Buzz, man. Y'all know what's going on.
That's what it is. All right, Memo.
Thank you for having you,
For
man.
sure,
This is
love, brother.
official
You already
Cam-
know.
Cam Capone News. Until next time.
For sure. Part 2 on the way.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.